I'm Lauren from Blush Girl, and I'm just here to tell you about our Blush Girl foil board. This is it here. This is a tool that I learned to use really early in my career, about 10 years ago. It was at the first salon I worked in, and my boss Trisha, she made us all foil with the foil board. And when I first picked it up, I hated it so much, and every time she looked away I used to put it back down and go back to my old way of foiling. But eventually I learned that this tool would make me really fast, really precise, and honestly I think that it is such a game changer. We get comments on it constantly in the salon about how people have never seen it and how good it is, and it's something that I just love, and I won't foil without it. And neither will our team. So I'm just here today to give you a little demo. I wanted to share this with the rest of the world because it makes me really fast, and it's really good if you don't have an assistant as well. So I'll just show you. I believe that we do it a little bit different. I have seen some things that are similar that have the handle. However, this shape is where it's at. I'm just going to show you how I use it and how we do it at Blush Girl. So I'm just going to do a little demo on the mannequin. But first, actually, I'll just share with you how I stack the board. So what you can do is, if you don't have an assistant, which quite often we don't, you can do what I call stack the board. So we'll put about 10 to 12 foils on at a time, and that way each time you foil, it's on there, it's ready for you to go, and you just kind of have to separate them on the board as you go along, which is quite easy, a lot easier than fumbling over it on the trolley. And then the other way, if you do have an assistant, the way we do it is they put one over for you and they pass you the board and they keep putting it on as they go. So I think the stacking of the board, I've had some feedback from people who said I've never seen that before. So I think the stacking of the foils is really the thing that we do differently. And I'm just going to show you that now. So we do actually use the Foil Me foils. Obviously these are already folded over for people who don't use foil boards, which is amazing, but I found that they still work for us, and I've actually, I'll never go back. Actually, I love the Foil Me so much, and it still works for me using the board. So I'll just grab a little pile of the foils like this. And what I do is I just get my board like that, and then I just fold it over. That's it. So now when I foil, I will just separate them as I go, and I will have, plenty of foils on there, which is very time saving. If somebody was passing up to me, then they would pick up one foil and fold it over, and I will use it, and then I will pass it back, and they'll pop another one on for me. So today I'm going to show you how to stack the board because I don't have an assistant here with me, and I'm just going to show you how that works. So that's it. Okay, so I'm just going to show you a panel on the mannequin head. Just using some conditioner today, just to give you a little bit of a demo. The thing with the foil board is that it does take a little bit of practice and a little bit of adjusting. The biggest thing that you have to learn is how to balance the board between your client's head and your body. Sometimes you have to put it in really awkward places on your chest, but you will get used to it. You do adjust. And not only that, I've discovered more recently that I can actually use the board for a lot of my tipping out as well. So it's just good for everything. It's good for everything. So I'll just start today by showing you how I will do like a traditional foil with the foil board, and you can just see how I balance it on my body and how that helps me to move really quickly and get my foils nice and super close. Okay, so I've got my weave. Now I push it into her head and then balance it on my stomach. And the trick is just getting the right tension, because if you push too hard, the foil board will slip up or slip down, And if you push too lightly, obviously it's just going to drop when you take your hand away. But the idea is that you can put it in and take your hand away to then re-grip and hold your hair, and then obviously get your color. So I'll just do that again. Obviously you foil and then you get this in the right position, and then I will swap my hand like that, hold my hair and my foils, and then I get my product. And the best thing about this is you get no bleeding. I never ever get bleeding, and I get it so close to the roots, it's crazy. So yeah, I think there's just so many benefits. And then I'll put it back on my body to now fold it up. And I will never fold my foils. And that's another benefit to it. It holds so tightly that you don't need to fold your foil. So that's another time saving thing. Occasionally I might just fold my first one, but overall I don't fold any foils. So you'd be surprised how much time that saves you. So I'll just keep going now. So pick it up, put it in. And as you move up the head, you will move the position of your board on your body. So as you move up, you move it up, and then obviously when you get to here, you bring it up onto your chest. So now, because I'm obviously at a higher point on her head, I've moved it up here. So now I have to balance it on my chest here. Obviously, you're always going to put your client in the right position. So if this was my client now, I would be turning her towards me and I'd be asking her to slightly put her head down. And that way it's going to be in the best position for my back and for me to hold it as well. So obviously I'm doing my best to show on the mannequin head, but it is a little different on a real person. Okay, so I've just done a little quarter head of foils there, but can you see how nice and tight they are? Like, they're not going to fall, they're not going to slip, they don't need to be folded, they just grip really tight. And I will just show you now the other way you can use the board, which is just for your tipping out. So what I will sometimes do now is once I've put my foils in, I will go back, and you can use it with either, depending on what you're doing. Obviously sometimes you're tipping out and putting in a foil, and sometimes you're leaving it to the air. So you can tip out, I'll do it both ways. So sometimes I will do my tip out with a foil. So I'll have it on my board and I will do it like that. Do my tip out, and then I'll take it away and I will put another foil over the top like that. And sometimes I will use the board for a bit more of a free hand, so without anything on it, and I will just pop it in and I will hold it like that. And then if it was longer hair, as I come down, I will drag the board and paint like that. As you can see, it's a really simple design, but it has so many uses and so many benefits, and I love it so much, and I really wanted to share it with the hairdressing community because I think that you will love it and it will really help you when you're creating clean colors.